Hey everyone, it's Amber from Married at First Sight, and you're watching the Dominick Natty Show.
What is your dating status right now? And are you single or are you in a relationship?
So I'm actually dating someone. We've been dating for about 9 months, so things are going well. Um, yeah, I bought a house, so we're gonna probably be moving in there
Oh,
eventually.
so are you living with your boyfriend right now?
Not right now. So I bought a house, and he's gonna keep his apartment for a whole nother year. But I'll probably be like homeless for a month or two, so I'll be like living on his and with him for like a month, and then I'll move in to my
Okay.
house.
Now, where did you meet this boyfriend and what is his name?
Okay, so I met him on Hinge, and if you're single and you need to date on a dating website, Hinge is the way to go.
Hinge. Okay.
Yeah, so Hinge is good because you can't just swipe, swipe, swipe. So you have to use your swipes wisely. I think you get like 10 a day. And people are just there for, I feel like they're more quality. But his name is Adrian.
Okay. And then what does he do for work?
He works for Channel 9 News.
Oh,
Yeah.
in North Carolina.
Yeah,
Right. Okay. So he works
Charlotte.
what does he do? I worked in news. Is he a producer or a camera operator or
He works in the engineering room. So he
engineer?
does a lot of like the behind the scenes, like editing and all that fun stuff.
Oh, cool. Okay. Now you met him on Hinge. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, now, and you guys are living separately. Now you bought a house and you're about to move in together.
Well, like we won't be officially moving in together for like another year, but I'm gonna my house won't be finished being built until March. So I'm gonna have like a little bit of time where my lease is up here in my current apartment in December. So it'll be a nice little trial run from December to like March.
Okay. So you're having a house built in Charlotte.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. His name's Adrian. Okay. Met him on Hinge, 9 months. Now, are you and Adrian planning on getting married?
Well, he's been married before too. So
Okay.
I feel like there's no rush because I've done that once.
Yeah, we know. Yeah.
Yeah. I think there's no rush for now.
Okay, so you're just dating 9 months. There's no talks of you getting married in the immediate future.
I just got divorced.
Right. Okay. Just taking it slow, but you are having a house built, and he is potentially going to be your roommate there.
Eventually, I mean, probably within a year. We're gonna take our time.
Okay. Now, Adrian is African American. Is that correct?
Yeah. Hmm.
Now, I've seen a lot of comments. I've been, watching your page. A lot of people have made comments about that fact. I don't know why. But so, why is this your first time dating outside of your race? I don't know. This is a lot of comments about you dating a black guy. I don't know why that is.
No, I mean Matt was my first white guy.
So, when was the last time you spoke to Matt?
Ooh, probably that really nasty. Where are they now? Special.
Oh, okay. So, did you speak? So, you don't ever text anything. There's no
He
interaction.
tried to message me on Facebook. You know how you can send people like message requests on Facebook?
Yeah.
He tried to message me something really mean, and honestly, I don't even remember what it said, but it was something like really fun. It was funny. It was really comical. But it was really mean, and he was like, everyone's done with the show, so get over it, or something. I don't really remember what he said.
That's how he typed it. Everyone's done the show. So,
Get over it.
just get over it. Okay. Do you remember what the content, like, what did he message you on Facebook? Do you remember any of the specifics?
He was basically like, stop talking shit about me. Everyone's over the show, so you should get over it, or something like that.
Oh my God. And then when was that?
Probably like a month ago.
Sent you a message request. Okay. Now, did you
Yeah.
look at it? Like,
I mean, I saw it because I was like, why would I get a message from Matthew Gwynn? And I looked at it and I was like, of course it would be this. And so I didn't even respond. I just let it ride. It was funny.
is Matt currently in a relationship? And do you believe that Matt could ever be faithful?
No, and no. Well, I don't want to say he's not. So he was dating someone who lived in my same apartment building all summer, but then they broke up. Well, I don't know. But then he was also dating someone in my boyfriend's apartment building at the same time. So I don't think he can be faithful quite yet.
So basically, Matt is as long as you've known him, like right now, is you say he's dating two women?
Well, he was, and I think they both broke up with him. And it was probably more than two. Those are just the two I knew of, because it was like every time I would be in my apartment pool, I would see him. And every time I would go to my boyfriend's apartment pool, I would see him. It's like I couldn't escape him for a whole summer. It was awful.
Wow.
It was hilarious, to be honest. Like, of course, he would find the two women in Charlotte who live in my apartment and my boyfriend's apartment, but you know.
But he's never monogamous. Basically, he's always with more than one girl.
Yeah, it seems like I've never heard of him being monogamous. Like, I received, like, you don't understand how many messages I got from ex-girlfriends after the show aired of his that were like, oh my God, we broke up because he cheated. We broke up because he cheated. He's a player. Like, I don't know how he got through the process. Like, he's such a liar, player, sleaze. Like, so many girls reached out to me after the show. So I felt like I didn't feel that bad.
Now, he's two girls in this same apartment complex. Do you feel like Matt is stalking you in any way?
You know, there was like a little bit of time there where I was like, this is getting creepy. But then, you know, it didn't last very long. So that it ended up being okay.
But could that really be? So Charlotte's a big city. It seems very unlikely that they would both be in the same apartment complex. So,
I don't know if he was just doing it to get on my nerves. Like, I feel like he does everything with spite. It's always to just get on my nerves. He never does anything. It's always out of spite. So if anything, it would be out of spite. I don't think it would be like super stalkerish, but
seems like a crazy coincidence. Yeah. So
yeah.
it's possible that he was he was looking for girls that were in your proximity just to annoy you.
I think that's more what it was, to annoy me. He knows where I live. He knows exactly where I live, so he knew what he was doing.
Right. Wow. Okay. Now, but never faithful. He's always cheating. The guy, yeah. Anyone that's with him, just know that he is with other women while he's dating you. Basically, is that the message?
Yeah. Good luck,
yeah.
ladies. I mean, because that's like, I know there's still women who are giving him chances. Good luck.
Now, how was the sex with Matt on a scale of 1 to 10?
Honestly, we didn't really have sex that much. So it's like
Not a lot of sex.
No, we did on the honeymoon, but it was so long ago. It's like hard to even remember. I mean, it wasn't memorable. So what does that say? What is that number?
You didn't remember, so it wasn't that good. Do you think that experts did a poor job matchmaking with you on the show?
Honestly, Matt was so good at talking. Like, I'll just say this. I was convinced, like, on the honeymoon and during the wedding, like, Matt was there for the right reasons. He was really, 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 even throughout the whole process, he was always talking. I even remember, like, watching the show back, and, like, Pastor Cal was like, how are things going? He's like, yeah, things are going really well. Like, I feel like I'm growing a bond. He always said the right words, so I get why they chose him. It was all Matt. Like, he shouldn't have applied, honestly.
I mean, how did they do that? How does this matchmaking work? I mean, how much time did they put in?
It's a lot of time.
A lot of time, and then they weren't even close with the matchmaking.
It was a lot of time on my part. Like, that's why I don't understand why Matt did it, because it was so much time and effort. Like even I remember on decision day, the experts were like probably more heartbroken than I was, because they're like, we got tricked just as much as you did. Like, they felt like they got cheated on as well, because they chose this guy who was like, he literally said he wanted stability. That's me. He wanted someone who's active. I'm pretty active. Like, he basically said everything he wanted was me, but then he didn't really want that, you know?
How was the pay on the show? Do they pay the cast members well?
Not worth it. I mean, they truly don't pay you for, they give you just like enough to like not even make it worth it. Like, I don't know why anyone would do the show, because it's not the money is not, I'm a teacher and it didn't do anything for me.
Damn. Besides Matt, which Married at First Sight cast member is your least favorite?
That's the hardest question I've ever been asked in my whole life.
Really?
Yeah, I like everybody. I'm trying to think though. I'm trying to be. Do you remember? This is old from the Miami season 4. I'm pulling back the old days. There was this guy and this girl. They didn't last but like 2 weeks because the guy was like playing games and like he seemed, I don't know. I wouldn't have wanted to be matched with him.
Okay, but you don't remember his name.
I think his name's Derek.
If it didn't work out with you and your current boyfriend, would you ever go back on Married at First Sight?
Absolutely, because one, the experts are freaking awesome. I love Dr. V and Pastor Cal and Dr. Pepper really just like cracks me up. She's always got something funny to say. But I feel like they have really good hearts and they're definitely trying to match people based on, it's so much information that they get that they try to match you on. So if 2 people really want it, it's definitely going to be successful. And you can see that when you watch the show. The people who put 100% of their effort in on both sides are always successful for the long term too. I just feel like I would definitely do it again if I knew for sure that they could choose from like a limited group of people who definitely, like who are definitely there for the right reasons.
Now you're in counseling. Why? Did this counseling begin after the show, or were you? So you after the show, you were affected so much that you needed to go to counseling.
Yeah, and I think they recommend it for everyone. So the beautiful thing about the show is they do offer like counseling afterwards for everyone. Even if you had a really solid relationship and nothing bad happened, I think counseling is just like a preventative thing, not just to like, it doesn't just heal you, but it can prevent you from needing to be healed. But I started it because it was recommended and I was like, yeah, why not? And then it ended up being like the best thing I ever did was going to counseling. But there were things that I didn't know about myself that I needed to like work on. Like one, setting boundaries with all people and being more assertive in my communication. So it's easy for me to be a pushover. So just working on that like was huge.
Now, who pays for the counseling? Is that you or is it the show?
I have insurance. So
who do you stay in touch with as far as other cast members?
So I actually just was in California visiting Beth. So I talked to Beth and Jamie a lot. I talked to Iris. Iris and I were supposed to go to Mexico with our boyfriend. With my boyfriend. And I'm not going to say anything else. With our significant others. Hope Iris don't get mad at me. Anyway, so we were going to do like a couples trip recently, but then I didn't want to like miss too much work, so I didn't.
Any of your own kids? Are you gonna have kids?
No, I don't want kids right now, at least. I don't know, like things could change, but as of right now, no kids. I'm good.
When did you know you wanted to divorce Matt?
I told my dad like 3 weeks in I didn't think it was gonna work, but I didn't really want to divorce him until I found out he was cheating, which was like 5-6 weeks in.
Wow. So just a few weeks. So really there was no marital bliss. It's just, you just kind of regretted it pretty quick?
Well, I didn't regret it for the first 2 weeks.
Okay. 2 weeks, that's good. When was the moment you knew you wanted to a divorce from Matt? The moment?
The moment I knew was like definitely when, so it wasn't even when Raven or the teacher told me he was cheating. I actually had someone tell me he was cheating and I wasn't sure if it was true or not, but it was someone basically had told my best friend that he was dating someone and he had told them like, I don't know, it was this like convoluted story, but he had told the girlfriend that he could start dating her again after the show was done airing, but he was doing it for money. And I was like, what? And so that's kind of the first moment when I was like, I want a divorce. This is too much.
Did any of the other couples confront Matt off camera about the way he treated you? Good question, Michaela.
Beth and Iris and Deanna went in, and even Jamie was like, and Greg. The only person who stood by him at the end of the day was Keith.
What about anything we didn't see on camera? Like after the show, or did you get updates of people going in on Matt?
I know Beth did the most. So Beth definitely confronted him like when we were all at the cabin. So we were all at the cabin like 2 weeks before decision day. And before the cameras got there, Beth had said something to him like, "Oh, I know." One of her friends had reached out to her and was like, Matt and the friend were still hooking up. And she was like, "I know about Whitney."
I think Henry and Christina should have been paired up on the most recent Married at First Sight.
Can we all just comment on the photo we saw of Olivia and Henry? Oh my gosh. I feel like they would be a match. What?